All right, how's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's surviving okay. Hope everybody's doing all right. This hasn't changed. Okay, so and this is kind of funny. So, like in the case of Iran, right? They keep talking about exit strategies to get out of whatever war, Iran, Iraq, all these different wars. They have exit strategies. So this is this is just an exit strategy, so to speak. This hasn't changed. I do think this is all correct. I think what I'm off on is the 10 days, and I included the 3 days of darkness into the 14th. And we had something happen here. Well, I'll go over that here in a minute. But I think these are 3 days of darkness taking us up to the 17th, which also goes back into the 17th letter of the alphabet being Q. And I did a video, I don't know, a couple years ago about who are Q and we are Q, right? I don't know how many of you have seen that. Satan took the place on high, so they're embodying Q, which, no, we are Q, period. Is what it is. So, and that also goes back to that brother Joshua, right? The 14th and 15th shall pass, the 16th and 17th. So I think we're here. We're right here. We just got to get into these days right here. Now, why this is significant is because I saw a report last night, and basically they were saying on their video that Trump used nukes on Iran. Yeah, that didn't happen. I'm pretty sure there are no nukes. That's all just fear porn, right? They're symbolic of something. And, you know, going back to the two sides of the earth, right? You got the light side, the dark side. You got the kings of the north. You got the equator. So with the Sahara sands whipping around the earth right now, if you've checked any of that stuff that they've been talking about, those are your winds from the four corners, and they're actually blowing into the four corners of the United States. I've talked about that four corners before. You know, just like something about in the Bible, it talks about hiding in their bunkers, right? Well, what was dropped was those bunker busters, okay, right here. And now they can equate it to a nuclear thing, which is fine, because it's like I said, Nagasaki and Hiroshima were 3 days apart, right? So if we had one incident here, 3 days, 3 days of darkness, they'll be 3 days apart. So it could be the 17th. And I just want to show you something. You know, again, people give me crap about, and I don't know, has anybody gone out and looked at even just the titles of the different Star Trek shows through the years? And because there's a whole bunch of them, you might want to check some of out. This one comes from, and it's kind of funny that the names they use in here, hang on, let me pull this up real quick. This is actually called Let This Be Your Last Battlefield, okay?
Lies, his loathsome accusations, and his foul threats. I can assure you, Commissioner, that our minds will not be twisted, not by Lokai, nor by you.
And it's funny that they use the name Lokai because Netflix, I did it.
Lokai is of an inferior breed.
Inferior breed. Okay, because Lokai is also in a Netflix movie, Lokai, the God of Chaos, right? So I don't know if that's the real name. I don't know why they choose that name for these.
The obvious visual evidence, Commissioner, is that he is of the same breed as yourself. Are you blind, Commander Spock? Look at me. Look at me. You're black on one side and white on the other. I am black on the right side.
The Earth, black on one side, white on the other, sun and dark.
I fail to see the significant difference. Lokai is white fighting on the right side. All of his people are white on the right side.
Commissioner, perhaps the experience of my own planet Vulcan
So
may set an
that's,
example of some
you know,
value.
again, that comes from let this be your last battlefield. Like I said, they have so many titles. There's so much symbology that goes on in a lot of these science fiction, supposedly movies. And I said a long time ago that, you know, there's probably more truth in the science fiction than there is in all the shit that they want to tell you that's true. You know, just like in the part where, in the Bible where it says, you know, that them hiding in their bunkers, they won't even be safe from the great and terrible day of the Lord. Well, their Lord is the guy that's dropping these bunker busters. That's why they're not safe in the bunkers, right? It is what it is. It's just, like I said, hindsight's always 20/20. So looking back, since you know the big bombing happened here, that did end that, and I think that just moves this into the 17th for the Q. So my apologies there, but as they say, hindsight's always 20/20, right? Very hard to predict what's going to happen in this mess because nobody knows. People are out there talking about how they know and they've been right all along, and you know, I've been kind of right all along in my own stuff too, but it's just the way, it's not about being right and wrong. Of course, everybody's right by their own perceptions. My own perception, right? That's why I even do this. I just tell you what I see, and I say all the time, could be right, could be wrong. It's not about being right or wrong. We're just looking. We're in that time, right? So, yeah, we cleared that, and I think this is where we're at. I think instead of doing the 10 days with the 3 included in it, I think the 10 days ended, boom, had an attack, big bombs going off, and I think we're into these final 3 days of darkness now. But we're here. Can you feel it? The energies? How's your sleep been doing? Body aches, headaches, ears ringing, might have been ringing off the hooks. It's just, we're all going through it, right? And pretty soon we'll hit that twinkle of an eye. The pineal gland is going to spark and everything around you is going to change. That's just the way I see it. Right, wrong, doesn't matter. You know, there's people out there telling me that, you know, when you die, that's it. This is your only chance at life and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, what you're talking about doesn't happen until you, no. Because, like I've said, nobody here has been free, period. You think so. And you can remember better times, right? Everybody's talking about the 80s, the 70s, even the 90s. That's the zombie apocalypse, where you just got up every day, did your life in this madness, didn't see anything wrong with it. Everybody's pushing for tomorrow, right? Which, again, tomorrow's promised to nobody. So that was the zombie apocalypse. When you think back, that's why, you know, there's this whole thing about just letting stuff go, because none of it's real. You may remember better times, but again, that was the zombie apocalypse. Just because people aren't out eating brains, or are they? I showed you that picture of the ice cream cones, right? I'm just saying, you know, just like Mad Max, you know, when you go to theaters and they show all this post-apocalyptic world of the future. No, just because this world isn't dressed up like you see in the theaters doesn't mean you're not living in the post-apocalyptic. Like I said, the moon is a reflection. Look at the moon. It's full of craters and dust. Whatever that reflection of from down here, all that was destroyed, right? So we'll just leave it with that. We're closing in on the 17th. I think these 2 days will be significant. Something will go down here, I do believe. We'll see, right? So stay safe, stay cool. If it's hot where you're at, I know we're about to get some more flooding and stuff along the East Coast. We've got solar flares inbound. We've got sunspots pointed at the Earth. It's all wonderful, isn't it? All right, I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.